Hello and welcome back to Super Mario Galaxy 2. We're in the last episode. We finished off our adventures in World 5 by battling Bowser Jr. And today we'll be beginning our adventures in World 6, the final world of the game as far as we're concerned. So we're going to begin by exploring Melty Monster Galaxy. Let's tackle the magnificent Magma Sea. Welcome to the galaxy, and look at that, Luigi's already here. First mission of the galaxy, and Luigi's already here for us to switch to playing as him, so sure, let's play as Luigi. Okay, so now, before we leave this planet, we're actually gonna hop into this green pipe right here instead of going along the pulsar path, because there's a secret star waiting for us down here with none other than our good old friend, the chimp. Look who decided to show up. Step into the house of the chimp. You ready for something new? Just roll over the enemies up ahead. So, you game or what? Come on, you'll do it, right? Okay. Alright, let's see if you got what it takes, pal. Grab a rock mushroom over there. If you can get 5,000 points or more, then maybe I'll give you a power star. Well, it's another one of Chimp's challenges, and remember in the Boulder Bowl Galaxy where we had to essentially go bowling with the rock mushroom? Well, we're doing the same thing again. And it starts off pretty easy. Just stand in the center, shake the remote, and then you'll get a strike easily. So like I said, it starts off pretty easy. Even this one's pretty easy because again, you just stay in the middle and then you'll get a strike. It's when the platforms start moving, then we get a problem. Even this, again, just move forward, and you'll get a strike. But when the platforms start moving is when things become problematic. And unfortunately, I think it's only the last one. Yeah, you can see it in the distance. That's the one that's still a little problematic. This one, you have to jump, but, I mean, how hard is it to press the A button before you fall off the edge? Now, for this last one, I recommend shaking like, the second after they stop moving to the left or right. So, like, nope, that was wrong. That was wrong. Oh, never mind. That worked out for us perfectly well. Okay. I was trying to wait until they all moved to the edges. Oh, I did. Okay, good. I didn't want to shake the remote, but I did anyway. So I was waiting for them to move to the edges so that by the time Luigi was ready to start rolling, they would already be aligned in the center. But I guess it didn't matter to me anyway. Okay, so this one I recommend waiting until it's fully stopped tilting. So like now or now is when I'm going to start shaking. There we go. So that hopefully it lines up just like that in the center for me to easily roll them over. This one's a bit tough because I recommend waiting until the corner's about to touch the corner. So like right now, that'll allow you just to roll through all of them pretty easily. We've seen this one before, except this time it flips all the way around. Although I would still recommend rotating around the same point. So when this side reaches around that point is when you would start. So we'll wait until right about around now, and then we'll roll over. Just like so. We did miss one, but that's fine because we've collected enough points up until this point for us to be able to, so long as we get that final strike, we'll be fine. So just rotate through, and there is our 5,000 points very easily. Now it is possible to fall off there, at which point you would have to okay, I was about to get a game over, but you wouldn't get a game over. You would just have to do the challenge over again. So it is possible to fall off. It's not a free win. But so long as you time your jumps correctly and time your spins correctly, you'll be able to get the power star very, very easily. You got a hidden star, the Chimp's Bowling Challenge, Melty Monster Galaxy, 88 power stars. A ghost has appeared in Melty Monster Galaxy. And Starship Mario can now advance. Hey bro, I'm all over the place these days, exploring the universe. Next time you see me out there, talk to me and let me leap into the action, okay? Catch you later, bro. Alright, now we can once again return to the Melty Monster Galaxy. So let's go ahead and do that. And this time we'll actually tackle the magnificent Magma Sea. welcome to the galaxy. Wait, Luigi's here again? I guess the ghost only counts for the secret star in that case. Okay, well, no matter. So, first thing I'm going to want to do is going to want to enter the pull star path. And there are some melty monsters here. They're going to try to chomp on you, but it's pretty easy to avoid them because it's very obvious as to which pull star you don't want to be near. Basically, so like, I'll use this guy as an example. You'll see when he pops out of the lava, basically anything directly above him, so like these two pull stars right here, you don't want to be near, because that's the area that's going to cover. So pretty easy to tell where they're going to be. To get that light mushroom, you want to pull yourself down and then immediately let go to give yourself a little bit of extra momentum. Then pull yourself to the right, get the light mushroom, and then hide right here until the melting monsters pass by. That little trick is something I showed off in the first walkthrough for the first game, but I'll re-explain it here. Basically, you're supposed to just go between one pull star to another like this, but if you're far enough away and you grab a pull star and then let go before you get there, you'll give yourself a little bit of an extra boost to allow yourself to cover more distance, which is actually essential for getting off this planet, because the only way to get to that launch star up there is by utilizing this technique. So here's what we're going to do. After the melting monster goes past, we're going to go here, grab the top left one, then let go, then grab this one to pull stuff a little bit over to the right hand side, then immediately shake the remote to get into the launch star, then do the same thing again to get off these two planets and over to this one. So yeah, I don't think it was essential in the first game to use the trick I showed where you can essentially gain more distance out of the pull stars than is intended. But in that section, it is actually required to use that technique to get off the planet. So pretty cool that they actually made that a required strategy for this game. Anyway, the only thing that's going to get you killed here is the fireballs, because they are a little bit unpredictable as to when they pop out. And then I guess you could also you could also take some damage from the lava waves if you're too low to the ground. But as long as you stay high up on these poles, you shouldn't have any problems with that whatsoever. Just try to stay towards the top of the poles so that you don't run the risk of getting caught in the lava waves, which I almost just did right there. I fell a little bit lower than I would have wanted to, but it's fine. We're going to make up for it. No problem whatsoever. Yeah, so in case you can tell, World 6 is going to be when things start to get a lot more dangerous, because it's the final main world of the game. That'll emphasize main world, but I'll keep that a surprise for later in case you don't already know. So, yeah, this one's probably the most dangerous galaxy we faced off against so far, and this is just the beginning of World 6. Anyway, you want to get off this platform right here as soon as you get on it, because the melting monster will try to eat you if you don't. Grab the checkpoint flag here, even though you probably aren't going to need it. Hop into this tornado and then shake the remote to give yourself a little bit of an extra boost, and then do the same thing with this tornado over here on the left, and then quickly move your way over to the right hand side, because this will not be enough to get you up to the launch star by default. So we're going to need the use of at least one more of these tornadoes to get ourselves up here, and then grab onto this trapeze to swing yourself over to the left hand side and into the launch star. I didn't think that was going to be enough. I knew it was a risky move to try to get into the trapeze with the amount of momentum that I had. But if you fail, you can always regain your ground by falling back into the tornado. Okay, so we lost the life mushroom, but we're still probably not going to need it. Okay, so let's get ourselves a little bit more momentum before swinging ourselves up to the launch star. There we go. All right. Now it's time to head to the final planet of the mission, and don't worry that we haven't gotten the common medal yet, because the common medal is actually located on this final planet. Now, for this section, just wait for the melting monsters to pass by, and then walk past them just like so. They can be a little intimidating at a glance, because they just keep constantly streaming through, but it's not that bad once you see where they actually go. Long jump out to this right here to get the common medal, then long jump back, and just make your way around the platforms, ignoring all the melting monsters in your path, because they're pretty much never gonna cross paths with you unless like that one almost did cross paths with me, but it didn't end up mattering then, because you have enough time to get out of the way before they actually crushed you, so it's not that big of a deal. Either way, oh well, I just jumped directly into it right there, so that was not part of the plan. But either way, it's pretty easy to predict their movements, because they repeat the same path movements around the planet the whole time, so it's easy to see where they're gonna go and where not to stand. Anyway, just shatter open that crystal and long jump out to this platform to grab your power star. You got a star, the Magnificent Magma Sea, Melty Monster Galaxy, 89 power stars. You got a common medal for a new total of 36. You got some starbits for a new total of 351. And some coins for a total of 841. Another hungry mouth to feed? I hope you know what you're doing. Looks like our latest additions want to have a word with you, Captain. Alright, so, remember back all the way at the beginning of the walkthrough when I said that there was going to be somebody on Starship Mario that required coins in order to give you something? Well, finally, that Luma has decided to show up. So, yes, you can pay. Remember when I explained how these Lumas work? With the whole, you pay 30 Starbits to get a spin of one of these dice blocks. Well, now that this guy's here, you can pay the Luma 100 coins in order to spin 5 of those dice blocks that I mentioned earlier in the walkthrough. So, it's expensive, certainly, but if you have the coins to spare, you can get a whole lot of 1-ups out of these dice blocks. So, I'm not going to really be doing it all that much because I don't really need the 1-ups, but if you want the 1-ups and you have the coins to spare, it's a pretty good way to do it. So, this Luma's here if you need it, and I got a lot of 1-ups out of that. Not as many as we could have gotten. Obviously, we could have gotten 25 extra lives out of that. If assuming all 5 dice blocks, assuming we got the 5 1-ups for all 5 of the dice blocks, we could have gotten an additional 25 lives, but we didn't. Anyway, just wanted to show that off real quick. Now we can once again return to Melty Monster Galaxy to finish our adventures over here before moving on to the next one. Let's tackle a stroll down rolling lane. So remember the Chimps challenge, which revolved around using the rock mushroom to gain a lot of points from going bowling? Well, we're using the rock mushroom again, but this one isn't exactly. It's not. We're not going bowling here. Also, pretty good. This is another pretty great mission to grind Starbits in if you want to. But again, I'll be making a full list of the best places to grind Starbits later on in the walkthrough when we need to. But whereas the Chimps mission was all about racking up as much points as possible by going bowling, this one is about your maneuverability with the rock mushroom, which is pretty tough. So basically, you just gotta make slight adjustments to your movements, or you can also jump across gaps like this if you want to. There's plenty of Starbits to collect along the way, so be on the lookout for that. But like I said, slight movements, because if you turn too much with the control stick, you'll go flying off the edge. Also, only jump if you absolutely have to, because sometimes jumping can make Mario a little bit harder to control. Stay towards the center here, again, slight movements. This time you have to actually rebound. You have to hit this thing to rebound towards the screen, then hit that one to rebound away from the screen, then jump at the very edge of this walkway. Once you get into this boxing ring, do not jump no matter what. You will go flying off the edge, and you don't want to do that. So to give a brief recap of what happened there, make very slight adjustments with the control stick, or else you will go flying off the edge. Don't jump unless absolutely necessary, such as at the very end, in which case the only way to make it over that gap is to jump. Also, try not to hit the sides. I know it sounds obvious, but you really don't want to hit those bouncy edges unless you need to. Like at the very end, we actually needed to hit those things to rebound in the correct direction so that we could get to the end. But aside from that, you do not want to hit those edges, or else it'll just bounce you straight off the map. So you definitely do not want to do that. So in summary, slight adjustments, don't jump, don't hit the edges, and you will do just fine. Also, do not jump under any circumstances when you get to that final boxing ring, because you will just go flying off the edge and you will not be able to stop yourself. You want to just try to just keep bouncing back and forth until eventually you hit the power star. You got a star, a stroll down rolling lane, Melty Monster Galaxy, 90 power stars. Galaxy complete. You got some Starbits for a total of 761. And some coins for a total of 744. Okay, we are now done with Melty Monster Galaxy, so now it's time to move on to another new galaxy, Clockwork Ruins Galaxy. Let's tackle Time for Adventure. Alright, so we're actually not going to complete this mission ordinarily. First, we're going to go for the Secret Star. And to get a Secret Star, we need a total of 30 coins, and all of those coins need to be collected on this planet right here. So, you don't want to spin the Goombas off the edge, you want to stomp on their heads so that you get coins, not Starbits, and that was very lucky. I probably should have got flung off the edge there, but somehow I didn't. Okay. So, like I said, you want to focus on getting coins, not starbits, which means you want to stomp on the Octoomba's heads, not spin into them to spin them off the edge. Because while ordinarily it's nice to get starbits, in this specific instance, we want coins, and we want as many of them as possible. So you want to work your way around the gravity of these platforms as they spin around, so that you don't get flung off the edge. There's our first 10 coins. We're a third of the way there, just 20 more to go. And then once we get 20 coins, we will be able to talk to the Hungry Luma at the end of this planet, because the Hungry Luma is located on this first planet, which is why we have to collect all coins on this planet. Anyway, okay, I thought the Octoomba... I definitely moved right, but okay. Alright, let's try this again, only with less knocking off the edge this time. Because I don't know how that happened. I definitely moved to the right, but I guess the game had other ideas in terms of whether I would actually be able to stay on the platform. Anyway, that should be all the coins for this section, so now we're free to move on to this set of stairs right here. We're almost halfway there. I think we only need one more coin, and then we will have enough. And does this have coins or starbits? I believe it has starbits. Yeah, I had a feeling it had starbits, because I remember the process of getting coins being a little bit tougher than just being able to jump into a block and then get everything we needed. Anyway, nope, we're not going to run into the Octoomba. Okay, I thought I might have accidentally spun into him right there, but fortunately it appears that we did not. Also, I haven't really been talking a lot about it up until this point, just because every track in the game is amazing, but the music, Clockwork Ruins Galaxy, it's great. The whole soundtrack for both Galaxy games is outstanding. But I haven't really had a whole lot of chances to talk about the soundtrack, because I've been so focused on providing commentary explaining the gameplay, but I did not mean to spin into you. We should hopefully still be fine. I think we can probably afford to lose one coin, maybe, hopefully. I sure hope so, because if not, that's not going to be fun. But I guess if we do end up losing one, like if it ends up being that we needed all the coins and that we couldn't even spare one, then we'll just go for the main power star and not worry about the secret star. And this one, oh, this one does have coins. Okay, well, in that case, I think we might have enough from just this block, will we? No, but we're one coin short, but there's plenty of coins available to us in this platform. So let's go ahead and avoid the launch star, grab our coin from right here, and then fall onto the planet. There we go. Alright, we have all 30 coins. Now let's talk to this Hungry Luma right over here and feed it the 30 coins it needs to transform into a brand new planet. Alright, let's hop into the launch star and see what this new planet has in store for us. So, this one is kind of similar to Space Storm Galaxy in that we need to use the, well, we don't need to use the buttons, but it'll certainly help us if we, first off, long jump past that hammer once it goes into the air so you have time to make it past it. Then I strongly encourage you to ground pound this switch as soon as the hammer goes into the air so that you have time to make it past it once again. Because while it is possible to make it through this section, or make it through this planet without using the buttons to slow down time, it certainly makes things easier. Anyway, hop into the green pipe to make your way up to the second level. And again, you want to wait for the hammer to go off the wall so you have time to make it past it. And assuming you survive the first hammer, you should be able to just long jump your way past the rest of them to make your way to the end and collect your power star. You got a hidden star, the Ledge Hammer Trap, Clockwork Ruins Galaxy, 91 power stars. You got some starbits for a new total of 795, and some coins for a total of 745. Starship Mario can now advance. Alright, nope, don't do that. Let's head back here. Now we can return to Clockwork Ruins Galaxy. And this time we'll actually tackle Time for Adventure. I see Luigi's here to help us out, but unfortunately the rule that we set for ourselves is that we would only play as Luigi once per episode, And in case you're wondering as to why I set that rule, it's just mainly because I don't really enjoy playing as Luigi. Not because he's a bad character to play as, it's just that, yes, he runs faster and jumps higher and farther, but he's also a lot more slippery than Mario is, so it's harder to control. Like, he doesn't skid to a stop at edges, so it's much easier to fall off the edge with him. For underwater levels, he also loses air when you spin the Wii Remote at a much higher rate, which makes it kind of annoying. And just generally speaking, it's harder to play the game as Luigi than it is as Mario, so I prefer to play as Mario. But, you know, I don't want to just completely pretend Luigi isn't in the game at all, so I definitely, the rule I instituted was, okay, so we'll play as Luigi, but we'll only do it once per episode so that we don't, so that things don't get too annoying, but we also just don't, so that we pay attention to Luigi, but not to the point where we get annoyed by it. Anyway, the goal here is just to make our way across these platforms as quickly as possible before the purple platform was retracted into the wall. And you may have seen there was a switch towards the beginning of this planet, but we couldn't actually ground pound it because the gravity was not pointing in the correct, I should not have survived that. I mean, I shouldn't have been knocked off the wall in the first place, but after the point at which I was knocked off the wall, I shouldn't have survived that. And also this life mushroom down here, which I did not intend to get it because I didn't intend to fall down here, but we fell down here, so now we're going to get the life mushroom, and now we're going to play the waiting game until we can actually go where we were trying to go in the first place. Alright, well, now that we've got the life mushroom, we're going to wall jump our way back up to the top this way, and I didn't think we'd have enough time to make our way, so we'll just hide here. But yeah, I shouldn't have been knocked off the wall in the first place, but after the point in which I was knocked off the wall, I shouldn't have survived it. Like, after the game decided to kill me, I shouldn't have survived, because I was very lucky to have been able to land on that switch, but that's what I was talking about, in the sense that we couldn't have ground pounded it because gravity was not on our side, but as soon as we flip this switch, all of a sudden gravity is on our side. And now what we can do is we can backflip, I said backflip, there we go, then wall jump onto the side of the wall, and then just make our way all the way down here, over to the switch, and then ground pound it to go ahead and free that Luma over on the left-hand side. Now if we go speak to that Luma, said Luma was going to help us off this planet. Let's hop into the launch star and travel to the final planet of the galaxy. Okay. So the key to surviving this is going to be to wait underneath the little holes in these cogs. So like right here, you want to wait here so that the cog doesn't crush you, and then we'll do the same thing coming up ahead. Just always hide in the gaps. Whether it's a big gap or a small gap, it'll always be wide enough for you to be able to hide in it. And we'll hide at the very edge here. So, like, right there, I might have died there if I was playing as Luigi, because I probably would have just skidded off the edge, and I would not have been able to stop myself in time, because Luigi doesn't skid to a stop as easily. Anyway, wait for the spikes to retract into the wall, then wall jump your way further up here. Then you use these pegs to swing your way up to the top, just like so. And then ground pound right here to pull yourself down towards the ground. And then just keep on moving ahead. And if you're fast enough, you can wall jump your way up here before the thing starts spinning. If you're not, then you can just wait for it to rotate again so that you can wall jump. Either way, you want to wait for them to rotate to this point so that you can make your way into the second thing right here. Then wait for it to rotate another time so that you can backflip your way out of this section over here. And then long jump over to the left so that we can hop into this green pipe right here. Because inside this green pipe is going to be some coins waiting for us. And as for the usual, these little coin sections are not essential, but, you know, they get us some extra coins. And if you are interested in using utilizing the Lumas back on Starship Mario by paying 100 coins at a time, then you definitely want to take advantage of all these pipes with coins inside them, because they're pretty much the best way for you to get coins is by doing this. Well, I guess you could just grind the Secret Star in Fluffy Bluff Galaxy over and over again, because that you have to get 100 coins in order to beat that mission. But, you know, in terms of just generally playing the game, you'll be much more consistent. You'll be able to much more consistently get a high amount of coins if you use those pipes. Anyway, when you're ready to move on, you can stand in this elevator and it'll just move up. You can put your cursor over the middle right here to get a lot of star bits. Then ground pound onto the switch as soon as the camera's done doing its thing. Ground pound onto the switch to cause a ramp to appear, or to pop out of the wall. Now, we actually do need to use these cogs to our advantage. So we need to hide in the thing, as we always do. But then, once we are safe, we can then jump into the same hole that we hid in, and then stand on top of this thing so that we can backflip up here and get our power star. You got a star. Time for adventure. Clockwork Ruins Galaxy, 92 power stars. You got some star bits for a new total of 852. And some coins for a total of 809.
Mario, I have a letter for you. Whoa.
Hey, it's the Chimp. There's a new game over in the Honey Hop Galaxy. If you think you got what it takes, swing on by.
Can see me next time, mountain delivery. Whoa.
Alright, well, I guess I'm not ending the episode just yet because the Chimp has a game for us over in the Honey Hop Galaxy, which I believe is the last power star that we actually need to collect before we can be 100% done with World 4. Yep, it's the last one. So once we complete the Chimp's game here, we will be 100% done with World 4. Let's tackle the Chimp's Score Challenge. Okay, so this is essentially the exact same as the one from Fluffy Bluff Galaxy, and that you have to stomp on everybody's heads to get a bunch of points, except that it's much, much tougher. You ready to take on the greatest game player in the galaxy, also known as the Chimp? I've got a high score of 10,000 on this game here. Pretty simple, just stomp the enemies and then grab coins. If you get my score or higher, I might give you a power star, and some respect. Maybe. So, you game or what? You're going for 10,000 points. Good luck, you're gonna need it, pal. Alright, so the strategy is essentially the same as it was last time in that you want to try to go for as many chain jumps as possible, like this, and then pick up the coins that you missed before. Unfortunately, there's no secret set of coins that gives you a bunch right off the bat like there was in Fluffy Bluff Galaxy. And also, there's a lot, there's not as many Octoombas next to each other, at least until we get to the very top of the structure. And also, they're a lot more spread out because you have to climb a lot more. Like, there's this sling star right here we have to use. There's this flower over here, but before we use that, we're going to head over to the right-hand side to stomp on all these Octoombas. Basically, there's just, I mean, we can set up a chain jump right here, but there's a lot more moving around. Like, it's not so much about getting a lot of chain jumps together, as it is about maneuvering between certain areas. Like, there's a lot more times that's spent maneuvering between the different areas than there is actually stomping on enemies' heads, which is definitely much more challenging than Fluffy Bluff Galaxy because you have less time to actually rack up points. So we are over halfway there, and we've been at this for about a minute. So you know, I guess we're in pretty good pace to make our way up to the top. Yeah. So the top of this structure is where you're gonna be getting almost all your points. So if you don't have so that means we have 7,000 going into us, and that'll be way more than enough, as long as we get up here pretty quickly. Because as you can see, there's a lot of Octoombas up here for us to get. Before we do that, we're going to grab this big coin right here for as many coins as possible. Then we're just going to go for chain stomps. The same thing I showed off in Fluffy Bluff Galaxy. You want to try to chain together as many stomps as possible so you can increase the amount of score you get. And so long as you can successfully do this before time runs out, then you will have 10,000 points with ease. And there's 10,000 points. Okay, so now all we got to do, and we don't even have to do it because we could just stop right now. So long as we stay alive, we could just stop right now and that would be the mission completed. But now we're going to try to rack up as many points as possible to try to get a high score. Not that I particularly care about getting a high score, but you know, it's worth a shot. It's either try to go for a high score or just sit around here waiting until the mission ends. So I may as well give it a shot. And 12,000. 12,100 actually. Not too bad. Amazing, that's 12,100 points. You may just be my lifelong rival. I need to find some new games so I can enjoy your frustration more. Yeah, there's a lot of frustration I'm feeling right now, buddy. Ah, well, I'm the player of my word. Here, take your power star. You earned it. I wonder what the world record score is for all the Chimp minigames. Ah, well, power star. You got a star, the Chimp Score Challenge, Honey Hop Galaxies, 93 power stars. Galaxy complete. You got some coins for a total of 850. Alright, and that will be for this episode. So, thanks for watching. See you next time. Catch you all tomorrow for some more Super Mario Galaxy 2. Goodbye!